Hello everyone, I'm Anita Schachman and you are watching this week's No One Has to Be Alone. Please let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me, and because last time we encountered some issues with the Facebook page, so I'm really curious if everything is going alright this time. So please let me know if you can see me. I'm going to talk about a little bit about today's project because I kept it pretty secretive up until the very last moment. I can see Catherine, Kimberly, Antoinette, Sue, and Bernadette. I can see everyone coming in from both sources, so that's wonderful. I have no idea what happened last week and why is it different this week. But I'm really happy to see that Rachel is here with us, and Linda, Robin, Rita. Oh, great. It seems that everyone can see and hear me. That's fantastic. Brenda is here. Yosin, Asta, Renee, Anna. It's so wonderful. I'm really happy about it. So today we are going to bead a little bit of bead embroidery. I know that this is a pretty, how to phrase it, a difficult topic for some of you because it seems all a little bit scary. I don't know, it's not as exact as bead waving. You have something, you have an instruction, you follow it to the T and it's perfect at the end. It is a little bit more fluid. So instead of working on an exact project, and we are going to end up with a project at the end, I decided that step by step, from time to time, I will pop up with some additional tricks and tips about bead embroidery, and we will learn something probably new, probably not, but something every single time. And at the end of the day, we should also have a jewel. So that is a bit a different approach. So I have prepared something, let's say halfway, and from that moment on, we will figure it out together. So the material what I would like to teach you is already there, but how it's going to turn out at the end is going to be our own little child at the end together. So let's see, I can see that Wilhelmine is here, Carol, Miriam, Erika, Claire, Christy, Molly, Cher, oh, Gunnel, Elena. Wow, ladies. Robin is happy that I'm teaching bead embroidery. I fail a lot, so I learn a lot. Hopefully, I can show you some things from here. Wilhelmine is asking if it is recorded and you can watch it back. Yeah, absolutely. So it is. Right now, it's recording to YouTube and to Facebook. So whichever suits you best, you can choose and you can always watch it back. So hopefully after our session is finished, it should already appear right away. Christy is excited to try. It is going to be interesting. That's we can phrase it that way. That it's going to be interested. Then he's happy that it's going to be recorded. So at this moment, when you go to noonehastobealone.com, you are not going to be able to see anything that is not downloadable. And the reason is because, as I said, I'm going to share you something that I've already prepared, but because of certain technical difficulties, it is a bit of a challenge to upload a half-ready file at this moment of time, and when we finish our work together, then upload it or replace it with another file in the system. So right now we are going to work on something. You are going to see some illustrations as well. And as soon as the illustrations are, well, as soon as we hit the last page, we will put our heads together and we will figure out how we want to finish it. So I do have some material to share, but the actual file is going to be uploaded later. And from that moment that it is uploaded and we are going to communicate it, from that moment that it is uploaded, you have 3 days the time to get the file as a gift from beading school. So watch out for some news on both on beading school website and in the club. So we will share it with you. I will really try my best to finish it this week. But life sometimes is a bit complicated, so I will try my best. In the meanwhile, I can see Angelina is here with us, Lynn, Sherry, Corinne, Gail, Molly is asking if she would need some ultra suede. If you prefer ultra suede, go for ultra suede. If you prefer laces or some kind of felt or any kind of base that you like to use, that is a good idea to have. Next to that, what we are going to work with is 8mm chaton and whatever is left over from the box. What is set already is 4mm pearls, 2mm true to fire polish beads, and let's see, size 11 and size 15 seed beads. That's all that I have used so far. And I'm going to show you that what I've used so far is not attached to an ultra suede, so it has the potential to work with it further as a bead weaving project, for example. So it is, even if you are not comfortable with bead embroidery right now, you are still going to go home with something. So I would like to share my initial idea was to start with some 3D bead embroidery. And I was very excited about it. I started to figure out things, how I want to share it with you, how I want to put it. And then I just realized that, 3D embroidery, it is very exciting, it is very great, but our bases have to be kind of comfortable. Otherwise, you will bump into issues and you lose the courage and then you give up, and it is just such a pity because it's such a nice thing to do. So instead of starting right away with the high horse with 3D embroidery, we are going to embroider more 3D objects. So we can build on top of that. And why I thought that this could be interesting, because we are going to work with an 8mm chaton. That's actually a gift that I I got from beading school with one of my orders, so that's what I'm going to use today. If I can open, I've been at the eye doctor, it's in progress, but well, as in general, life is complicated, so my eyes are complicated. It's gonna take another 2 weeks to get my glasses. So as you can see, of course, if you want to work a chaton into bead embroidery, you will bump into that it has a pretty pointy back. So it is not as easy as working with those gorgeous ceramic art cabochons or with the low cut cabochons. That is really forgiving. Or if you want to embroider with a coin, it's really nice, flat back. It's very easy to work with. But if you bump into any kind of rivolis, do have a little bit of less deep bottom. But if you want to work with any kind of crystals with a pointy back, then you have to think about it how you want to put it on your base, the way that it can work out further. So what we are going to do, I'm going to show you how to create a little bezel that you can incorporate in your bead embroidery project, or even we can also build up from the base something that you can later on create a bezel from. So that's what I thought that today's No One Has to Bead Alone could be about. So what you're going to need is a 8mm chaton, 6 pieces of true to fire polished beads, 6 pieces of 4mm pearls, and some size 15 and size 11 seed beads. That is our base, and that is what we are going to work on an ultra suede. And from that moment on, we will figure it out together how we are going to make our bezel. And because it's embroidery week, and it is because it is embroidery week and mainly art cabochon week, I'm going to share you some new things that are coming, because as from 5 o'clock you have some pretty interesting new shape that is popping up in the bead shop, and that is our teardrop art cabochon. I was lucky enough, and last year during Advent I managed to get one, and why is my camera mirrored? I'm sorry, I'm going to flip the image because it's driving me crazy. So this is how I look like now. So these are really, really pretty. In between my fingers you can also kind of see the size of the cabochon. These are really, really pretty. So I already have some plans with them. And if you click on the link, then you can already see if I hope that they are already in the web shop. Let me check. They are going to pop up, definitely. For me, if I log in, I can see them. If I log out, I can't. So I guess I gained some special rights. Thank you. I really like that. But if I'm going to keep checking on it, and some pretty nice new teardrop cabochons should pop up in the web shop today. And what can you use it for? Maybe you still remember a couple of years ago, Erika beaded this tribute ring. So this is a link to the YouTube bead along YouTube tutorial that Erika beaded at the time. So you can bead it from scratch, but this teardrop is going to be somewhat smaller. So what she initially worked with is much smaller. So you will have to think about and also adjust your, of course, your bezel, your peyote bezel, and the number of shaped beads that you are going to add around it. So that is actually a really, really great way of making a tribute necklace or pendant. And just to support this obsession of tribute, the ladies also prepared some jewel bundles that are going to come with the new shape of art cabochons. So I'm going to show you something a little bit different. It is not a lot to do with flat pack, but yeah, I'm still going to stay kind of crazy about ceramic art cabochons. So let's see. I'm going to let's see. I'm going to share. I'm going to check if they are already uploaded. For some reason I can't see them at this very moment, but if I would click on bundles, no, for some reason they are not appearing yet. Let me check your chat, because if I see, well then Miriam is saying that she's patient with ordering because every day something new is coming. And she also says that tribute ring is very cool and so quick to bead. Yes, that's definitely, and they are really, really nice. So let me switch to my hand camera so we can start with beading. So let's see. If everything goes well, then you should be able to see my camera. And I'm also going to share something. It's not really going well. Some of the material list. So what we are going to do, we are just going to bead 2 steps of the bezel, and I'm going to share with you how else can we proceed further, so everyone can choose the best way to decide which one fits them the best. So let me see. I'm going to make my screen a little bit brighter so I can see everything. So I'm going to work with this cute cubic zirconia cabochon that I just dropped, and some powdery anti-gold curls. And let's see, some dark bronze, through 2 beads, and some champagne. These are going to be my colors today. So this is what I have here. It's a light rose AB chaton. And the rest is from the box material. But further, I'm just going to try to concentrate on autumn that is coming at some point. So we are going to bead this little bezel. Let's see. I just got the news that everything else should be already online. So if I see, well, for some reason I can't see them at the bundles. New in the bead shop, and I still can't see it there. So I'm not sure why I can't see the new things. I'm just wondering if I should be logged in for that. If there is a setting that I should be logged in to be able to see. So Nicolin is sharing a link to a bundle. I think that is going to be it indeed, that I'm not logged in, and that's why I can't see. So we can start by what I usually find the easiest. I also have a little piece of ultra suede, and I'm again going to mirror my camera. I have great issues with direction and such. So if it is off, then it completely immobilizes me and I can't move further anymore. So what I was thinking, that I would maybe create an earring and maybe create something elongated. So it depends on what you would like to do. In this case, what I would probably do is to think if white or blue ink is going to make a bigger difference. But probably I would just draw one axis. And I think it's going to be the dark ink. Also, don't try it on your bead map because it's not really going to work, but I think my white is not working that well. I'm just going to use a dark blue pen and I'm just going to draw an axis line. So it is a very small bezel, so it is, I'm going to have plenty of room and I can still decide if I want to put like from pearl to pearl on the axis or the other way around. For me, it does not make a lot of difference. I think maybe I will work like that. So first, let's make our bezel. I also left some thread here so I can decide which colorway I want to go ahead. But let's make our bezel first. So we are going to pick up some 4mm pearls, 6 of them, and size 11 seed beads interchangeably. And we are going to form a ring, repeat the thread path, and because it's embroidery, probably I would like to tie a knot as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick up 6 pearls with one size 11 seed bead in the middle or in between, and then we are just going to make our or give a start to our little bezel. So it's a very quick bezel, very small bezel. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to leave a little bit, maybe a little bit longer tail, maybe 4 inches. 4 inches tail is more than enough, because we can also decide to stitch it down with our tail to the base material. So someone was suggesting that you can also start with felt, you can also start with laces, whatever you feel comfortable with. The piece itself, or at least my piece, is going to be very small, so it is the density of your base is not making a lot of difference. Someone is asking how big is my ultra suede. What I just grabbed, it's really just a leftover. Mine is a little bit shy of 5 centimeters, and that is almost 2 inches. And yeah, 2 inches, and this is almost 5.5 centimeters. So it is a very small thing. And I was thinking about further on playing with vexillos or with 4mm shuttle montes, or whichever you vote for, pretty much. So this is our little bezel. I already tied a knot, and I'm going to exit from a pearl. this is it. I'm going to show the next step because it is going to be very, very easy. And every ditch where I have a size 11 seed bead, I'm going to add one more. So I'm exiting here from a pearl. I'm going to pull my thread a little bit. And right where I have a size 11 seed bead, I'm going to add one more size 11 seed bead. So what's going to happen, what the upper illustration is showing, that the two size 11 seed beads are just going to flip on top of each other. And that is what's going to give us the depth and the possibility to stitch our bezel down. So this is what I'm going to do all around, just going to add an extra size 11 seed bead in between the pearls. So I dragged along another thread, but got rid of it. Linda is asking about the pearl colors. They are powdery antique gold. I'm not sure if it is visible like this, trying to, but they are powdery antique gold. They are indeed really, really, really beautiful, and whenever they pop back in the bead shop, I try to snatch some extra because I like to use them and then I run out of them. And Georgina is here from Canada. I don't really try to pronunciate the town you are from because I don't dare to. But yeah, you can vote about that one as well. You want to hear it with my funny accent or not. So we are all around, and sometimes it's not really going to pop in right away, but that's not an issue. It can be a bit funky. That's all right. So what I could decide at this point, and I'm going to leave it up to you, you see that now we have a little bit of, how to call them? Should I call them like legs? I don't know. These extra size 11s seed beads, because one we are going to use to build our bezel, and the other one we are going to use to stitch down the ultra suede. So this is going to be a nice height or depth to hide the bottom part of our chaton. And now I started to panic a little bit if I indeed used the correct size, but I did. Kimberly is asking me about my flip containers. No, they are not from the bead shop. They are. I'm going to once I'm going to make a photo of what I have here. It's horrible. These are Elizabeth Ward containers, and I really like them because I have dropped some already from a nice height. From 2 stories, and they still survived and didn't open. So it seems that I also need them. So this is where we are. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stitch it on later, so at least you have the bezel recorded in one go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exit from one of the size 11 seed beads, You can also choose to exit from size 11 from the previous step, so not from this one. So you're not going to drag the bead with you when you pull on your thread. So I'm going to show our next step and show what we are going to do here. And that is exiting from the size 11 seed bead, and we are going to pick up the combination of size 15 through to and size 15 seed bead, and we are going to bead through the next size 11 seed bead. And we are going to add this combination all around. So again, a size 15, a through 2 bead, and another size 15 bead. And then we will bead through the next size 11. You have to choose a side, up, down, and just stick to that size 11 on that side. I'm not sure if it is more visible like this. This is what we are going to do all around. No, through 2 and size 15, and we are going to go all around. You have to see how your tension is. I think that it is going to be fine just to pop the middle in after you finished. Pop the cabochon in after you finished all around. So again, we will pick up size 15 through to size 15. Miriam is leaving us, and she just uploaded her picture for the mini challenge. Ladies, don't forget about it. You still have a little bit of time left from the month. So if you still doubt, don't doubt. Just do it. It's good for you to challenge yourself. It's good for you to show off your work. It's just a good thing to do. So if you are hesitating, just don't. You can be still lucky winner, even if you doubt yourself. Yeah, Miriam is still here. Okay. And I'm also beading with one eye and reading with one eye, and I'm not being very, very efficient. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to still go through our first group of beads from the previous step. No, from this step. And the size 11. And then I'm going to bead through the last a second group of beads that I have added in this step. So the size 15 through to size 15. And this is the time when I'm going to pop in my cabochon. I'm not sure if I thought it through completely, my color choices, because this is a cubic zirconia. It doesn't have a foil on the back. So it is going to be much darker with the dark backing than it would be otherwise. So we will see. So I'm going to pop it in, and I will hold it down with one finger, because we are going to go around and bead through all the beads that we have added in the previous step. So we are going to skip this size 11 seed bead in between. What it's going to do, it's going to pull the top beads a bit closer to each other, so they are going to hold a bit more. They are they are going to start to hold the cabochon in place. So I'm going to go through size 15 through to size 15. I miss my reading glasses so much. And then again, skipping the size 11 in between and going to go through size 15 through to size 15. And if it is not going in one go, that's just perfectly fine. You can go around a bit more or take the beads one by one. We are not in a hurry. Yeah. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go around one more time. So I still have not done my entire circle here. But just go around one more time, a little bit pulling every single time. And when you are all around, your cabochon is still not going to hold. So don't worry about it if it is still a little bit loose or you doubt if it is secure enough. It doesn't have to be. Not yet, not just yet. With the last step, it should hold tight. So I'm going to go around for the second time. And just repeat the thread buff, just size 15 and through 2 beads all around. Heather is saying that it has to be a heart stopping moment. Actually, my heart is pounding. I'm so scared, so anxious about not working out because I'm Murphy's child. It works out up until the moment that I tell about it, show it, and then it's not. And then I'm usually very scared of it. So I'm still going through only the size 15 beads and the true 2 beads. So what I'm going to do when I feel like, okay, it's fine, I'm going to step out in between 2 size 15 beads. So, and at this point, if you look at your beadwork, what you're going to see that there's still a tiny little bit of thread showing in between the size 15 seed beads, and that is still all right. Anita is asking about the information of this month's mini challenge on the Beading School website, and I'm going to log in. And if I don't see it right away, then I will search for it after we finish the next step, because it should be relatively easy and straightforward. I believe so, that if you go to the themes and you select the current theme, Fly Me to the Moon and Back, then not the last little square, but one before it says mini challenge. So let me see, just to remind you, the talent winner who create a jewel including the gecko and microspacer beads. We take into account the originality, technical skills, and connection to the theme. I hope that I helped, Anita. I hope so. So, as you can see, I also have a little bit of thread showing in between my size 15 seed beads. Actually, I really like my colors together. I got such a full vibe. So much autumn, and then yesterday we had 30 plus degrees in the Netherlands. It's crazy. It's crazy for summer, not crazy for autumn. It's super crazy for autumn. So what we are going to do, so we are exiting from a size 15 towards the other size 15, and we are going to pop a third one in between. So we are going to repeat the thread path again, reinforcing the top of the bezel. But what this one size 15 is going to do here is pressing these 6 little bridges even more down. So this is what's really going to secure our cabochon in the bezel. So I could also doubting if I should go for another color or not. I'm just going to stick with it, what I have. So I pick up one size 15 seed bead, and then I go through size 15 through to size 15, and I think I'm not going to be able to go through it once, so I will take it in 2. So size 15 through 2, and then the last size 15. I decided to go to the optometrist and check out my eyes, and apparently it flipped completely. So the glasses that I was wearing was actually making it much worse. So now I ended up having a multifocal lens, and it will come at some point. But I am not allowed to wear my old glasses at this point. So beading is getting a bit more difficult. So we are just adding a size 15 seed bead, and pull your thread. Don't be afraid of it. In theory, we don't have anything sharp that could cut the thread. I saw someone was finishing up my Copernicus, and then it decided to snap at the bicons, and I felt so sorry. I really felt so sorry for her. It's the most horrible. I have to say that since I work more with precious bicons, it happens less and less that I snap my thread with bicon beads. But it still happens from time to time, and it is so bad. I'm so sorry for that. Yeah. And so it is all about the tight tension and not being able to beat through. So I'm adding my last size 15 seed bead. Yes. So you can still decide that you can beat through. You can either decide that you beat through all 3 size 15 seed beads in between the through 2 beads, or you just beat through the 2 size 15 seed beads on the sides. If you feel that your bezel is not quite there yet, and I know that I have a pretty tight tension that I work with, so I can imagine that it's not a comfortable way of beading for everyone. So I'm just going to bead these first two ones together, because there I can feel that my tension is not completely there. It doesn't pop that much there as well. You see here a little picos, and that is just fat. So I'm still going to bead through one more time, size 15 through to size 15. I'm going to pull, and it is going to pop a little bit. So I'm kind of happy with it, how it turned out. It's really pretty with the light shining through. It's going to be interesting to see how it behaves on my base. What actually I should check out if the line is going to be visible in the middle through the cabochon or not, because if so, then I just should draw a little dot. Cher says that she has a different strength cheater for all the different size beads. Ooh, share with us. We welcome any kind of trick and tip we can use. I'm sorry, I have to drink a little bit. So this is our bezel, and when it is done, this is how it should look like. So the middle size 15s should peek out a little bit. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to stitch this one to the ultra suede. So what I'm going to do, I'm coming here out from this size 15 bead, and I'm going to cheat. I go down on the size 11. See? And from the other direction, the other size 11. So I'm already down at the bottom. So what I did, from this size 15, bead through that size 11, and from this direction, the size 11 seed bead under it. So what I have now, both my tail and my working thread is at the bottom. And what I'm going to do, I can also just think about it that, you really don't need to do another line. I think if you have one axis, that should work just fine. What I'm going to do is clearing out my desk a little bit, and I'm exiting from the size 11 seed bead, and I will guess this is the middle. That's fine by me. And I'm going to line it up both on the top and on the bottom with the axis. And what I'm going to do, going to hold tight to my foundation. And I hear my toddler cheering. And I'm going to bead through the foundation. You see, like this. Still holding it very tight. And I'm going to bead through the foundation again, the closest as I can get to the size 11 seed bead to the front of it. I'm really trying to show so it is visible the most, because these are the ones that if you are comfortable with bead embroidery, it will just go. So I have stitched it down, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the same size 11 seed bead, and I'm just going to stitch it down one more time, because if it is stitched down twice, then it is more or less secure. So I'm going to again go through the size 11 seed bead. We are still talking about the exact same size 11 seed bead. So what I am going to do now, because if I start to stitch down the rest of the size 11s on the side, at some point I will move, and then I will end up like this. And our pattern is not going to be very difficult, but if it moves out, and then after that it's just so difficult to draw a straight line again, that what I'm going to do, I'm going to stitch down again to the back of the ultra suede, closest to the size 11 seed bead as I can, and then I'm going to just move it as it should be, and I'm going to stitch up across, so I'm certain that it will stay as straight as it can be. So I'm again going to stitch this, moving my tail, and stitch this size 11 seed bead down twice as well. You can also decide what I did here. I'm going to show it in a moment. I have just pulled my thread close because it's a very small distance. I can just pull my thread on the back. But I could have, of course, also just beaded through the pearls and size 11 seed beads on the bottom and stitch it from there. And then I don't remember anymore what I did. I'm talking, I came up. All right. So I'm going to stitch it down again through the size 11 seed bead. And trying not to mess up with my tail. Of course, if your tail is annoying, I could have also just done that. I just stitch this side down with my tail and then it's done. So that would have been actually wiser. Baby squirrel says that she likes it because you can see as much as you can from your shot on. Thank you so much. Nova Scotia. Oh, Canada is really going today. Hello, ladies. So, and what I can still do, I'm going to show you how it looks like when I just go through my beads here and not through the foundation on the back. That I'm just going to go through a pearl, the next pearl, and of course I'm in the back. I'm so sorry. Just being clumsy. So first maybe I just bead through the foundation again, and then I will just go through size 11 seed bead, trying to still stay in focus a little bit. Size 15, size 11 pearl, size 11, and I'm going to stitch it down like this. So if you see, then those size 11 seed beads are on my axis. So it should be in the middle, at least on the axis, not along it. That went a little bit sideways. So I'm going to just hold tight and I'm just going to stitch it down. So in the pattern itself, you are also going to get some guidance on the edging. So I'm just going to stitch down every size 11 with, oh, that was a very clumsy one. I'm very far away. I'm going to pull it out. So I'm going to stitch down all the 6 size 11 seed beads. And in the pattern, you are going to get some guidance on the edging. I have not decided yet. It also, of course, depends on the motif itself, but maybe I will just switch it up and show a different one. So we might not end up having the edging today, but both Erika has great video on how to do, I think, 1 or even 2 types of edging, and I'm also going to show you at least one. So you will have hopefully everything done this weekend, and I'm going to share it with you how to completely finish your jewel. And of course, if you are comfortable with it, you can just go ahead and it's your work, it's your little, well, I plan to make an earring out of it. But if you feel like, oh, let's go crazy, you can also just decide to make a bigger pendant, because no one says that for a big pendant you need a big focal point. So I'm getting close to stitching down all of my size 11 seed beads, so I will need your attention and your help on what shall I do further. As I said, I was thinking in vexillos, 4mm shot on montes. I was also thinking in spacer beads, or, well, just to make it easier for everyone, I think we should choose material from the current theme box. So it is, you definitely have it home. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to switch to my tail, and I'm going to bead down and finish my tail. That I will show you as well. Because that is something that I could have done at the very beginning, and then I just don't bump into it all the time, and it is not annoying. So let's see what I'm going to do. It's coming out of the pearl, so that's all right. I'm just going to stitch down, hop, lost my needle, and I'm just going to tie 2 knots, 3 knots, whatever makes you feel safe. And then I will just cut my tail, or with a thread zapper, that it is like 1/4 of an inch long, or maybe even less. Make sure though that your backing stays flat. Catherine says that she used her tail, and yeah, actually stitching down, if you leave a little bit longer tail like I did, maybe even an inch longer, then your tail is going to be more than enough to stitch your bezel down. So this is my little bezel on my felt. So ladies, please let me know, what do you want me to use? I'm going to show some options, and just let's figure it out. As I said, I'm going to go for something small, because my aim today was to show you how you can work with cabochons with depth. Of course, there are actually more and more possibilities. You can also decide to glue a couple of bays together and just cut out small pieces of each, bigger and bigger pieces, and glue them together so your cabochon fits in. That's also an option. So there are more options. I'm showing you one. So I have some vexillos here. I have some geckos. Maybe this would be nice for the edging on the top and on the back. That's also an option. I have some micro spacers. I'm sticking to my autumn colors. This has a little bit of orange in it, so I think it's even nice with my red magma lava cabochons. And I think I think I'm going to go for red velvet here. Taking it out anyways, and we will see what we decide. Cindy is asking, why do I use Ultra Suede instead of embroidery foundation? I'm the most comfortable with it. I like to use felt as well, as long as, or laces or other bead foundation, as long as they are treated with some kind of hardening agent, with some kind of glue, or something that will avoid it to fray. Because what I really hate, I have 2 Maine Coons, I love them to bits, but if there's anything I hate the most, or hate more than, it is getting hair out of my beadwork, cat hair. And felt and such makes me remember, or reminds me to cat hair. And that's just a personal preference. So as I said, you can choose your favorite foundation, whatever you are comfortable with. And this is just such a small design I'm planning here that I didn't even put it in a frame, in an embroidery frame. So Rachel is suggesting Montes. Angelina says geckos and Montes and vexillos too. Kimberly says vexillos and Montes. Let's try then maybe doing some vexillos. Like, as I said, I was more thinking of elongated shape rather than just circular motif. And of course, that would also really look nice as a ring. And I might just go back on the top and pop those middle ones out even more after the broadcast, because I think I could have taken my advice and go around one more time. Wilhelmine's favorites are geckos. Liam says that they have two short hair kitties and they have hair everywhere. As of last year, we go to the groomer with one of the cats once a year and with the other one twice a year, because it's just better for them, better for us, better for everyone. So what I was thinking then, probably what I would do, and I'm out of picture, and I'm not sure how to, if I can, no, I for some reason I can't enlarge my camera, or not, I can't zoom, but I was thinking of working like this, because of course this is also an angle that you would not really achieve with just bead waving. So what I was thinking, maybe I could do it like this and maybe have a shot on in the middle. And if I really want it to, or maybe other way around could also work. Like this. But of course I have to think about the space after that. What do I want to put here if I make it this way? What I could do, let's call a needle as a help. What I could do, and I'm going to show this, I might even move my camera to bring it a little bit closer. I could do this. Symmetrical on the other end. And then I'm going to end up not having my wanted elongated ring or earring. We could leave like that, and then we could make something like some 3mm pearls maybe, or I could also just go for complete mind-blowing bling and just put 3 of them here. Like that, I'm not quite sure. So if you have any kind of idea how you want me to finish it, that's not very bad. Oh yeah, well, how am I going to be able to get it closer? Because for some reason zooming is not really working. Kimberly says that this is exactly what she was thinking of. I can use 4 vexillos instead. You mean like here? I could also go like completely coconuts and finish it this way. Then I try to hide something in the middle. That should be also an option. Like that. What do you think? I'm not quite sure if I can show it off what I mean by it. Something like that. Linda says it looks like a rose. Nicolene is suggesting another color. I think, Nicolene, you are absolutely right. So, let's get my butterfly box. Oh, and I just saw something I wanted to show you on my desk. If I could be more chaotic today, I would have probably lost my way up in the attic. What do you think of this one? That's way too dark. Should go for something. Yeah, I think I know what you mean, and I think I should. Ooh, I just found the perfect one. What do you think about orange? No. That is going to be interesting. Oh, I just remembered I have some Maria. These. I think these are going to be the one. And shout out to Sarah. It's coming your way. I showed some time back my perfect little box for theme beads, and Sarah was putting up her hand, for me too, for me too. But so far I did not get to the post office, and this week is going to be it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bead 2 chatons on the axis, and I'm going to bead 2 chatons against it as well. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the vexillos in between the chatons this way. So that is what I'm going to do. That is relatively quick. So what we are going to do, this is where I have my thread, and maybe I should put on my needle, and I should remember using the correct colors of vexillos. So I'm going to bead up right next to the size 11 seed bead, and I'm going to pick up a chaton monte. So in the end we are going to use 4 chaton montes and 8 vexillo beads, and we will see if we still have the need for, and again we are going to stitch down right on the axis line, if we still have the need for filling up some gaps with some seed beads. I'm sorry, I just and ended up being out of screen, so a little bit of stretch. And what you have to pay attention pretty much is try to keep your base a bit straight, so you don't end up that warping or little wrinkles. So I'm just you just have to keep it straight, stretch your base a little bit every once in a while when you feel like it needs to. I did not end up on the line, and I'm out of picture. So again, just an extra little stitch, so we are more or less aligned. And again, I stitched down everything twice. That way it is not going to move that much. So yeah, and I'm trying to stitch as close to the shotton as I can. So I'm just going to try to come up on the line, and that is very difficult. So don't give yourself a hard time. It is a lot of practice if you are a beginner to fill the fabric. And stitch down twice. So it is happening. And what I should have done, and of course if you plan ahead, then you know that you should have some kind of axis again. So I'm just going to kind of sketch it up. So I try to make the one that I was hesitating about not on your beading mat, because I already got some ink on it. So I'm just or less straight. Okay, let's go with it. So I'm going to again stitch the chattons here, and it is still going to be somewhat asymmetric. I think it depends on how we play with the vexillos. You can still make it symmetric, but not all around, well, not every side exactly the same. So that is approximately 4 millimeter. So again, make sure that you stretch it out so you don't end up pulling it too tight. Just in between your fingers, keep it straight. And then we will again stitch it down again. And then on the other side. Not pulling too tight. And then I do my last chaton. And then I stitch it down again. I'm really curious what you ladies are going to do, because of course this is just one thing that I go ahead with, and I could have cut my tail. What I'm doing at this moment, but of course what you are going to end up with is going to be completely different. So now I don't have a tail. I usually leave my tail a bit longer, so when I glue some kind of paper, or you can go for a PET bottle or whatever in between material you like to use, then it also catches the thread a little bit in between with the glue, so that gives me some kind of extra reassurance that it won't come out. Nicolene is asking about the color of the Montes, and they are red velvet in gold setting. They are my red velvet ones. So I put away my wrong colored vexillos and we are going to go with this one. Oh, that's a little bit of an overkill. And what I'm going to do here is, how was it again? It was like this, right? And this from the other side. So at the end it's going to be a little bit symmetrical, I think. Like that. Not completely, because here this point is going to hit, oh, of course you are not seeing it, this point is going to hit the bottom of this chaton, and this point of the other one is going to hit the top of the chaton. So it is going to be a little bit, it's not going to be a square. And what I can do at the end, I can still fill this up with a little bit of seed bead. So we'll see how that goes. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to stitch down just with one stitch first everything. So I'm still going to be able to move it a little bit. So let's see. Holding it. Oh my gosh, they are slippery. Like that. So I'm going to go up. Right through my finger. Right, I'm just losing so much skin today. Ah. And then I'm going to push this corner close to the chaton. And wherever my thread comes up, that's where my needle, wherever my thread comes up, and now you can actually see it, that's where I'm going to push my needle down. So that is one. And then I'm going to do on the other side as well. And we will see how I still move it a little bit. And when I have all beads down, then I'm going to go ahead again and I'm going to stitch them down for the second time. So again, this way. These beads are so slippery. So I also keep the angle a little bit. Bead ahead. So my corner is in. And as I said, we are still going to be able to move it a little bit. So I'm only going to, ow, ooh, that was painful. I'm only going to stitch it down once and only one hole. So you see, it's still quite fluid. Sharon has to go. Bye, Sharon. Yosin is asking if I'm beading with one thread. Yes. I'm only beading with a single thread. I use Fireline and they are usually fine. If I would do a more elaborate design, I would think about using, oh, that's quite bluish. Let's pick a little bit more orangish. Then I would think about with double thread, beading with a double thread. So again, I can't believe it. Next time I will try it with gloves. Maybe then it's not going to be that slippery. All right. So again, beading through, getting out of the picture, not showing you anything at the end. That's what I'm just going to go symmetrical on the other side. It might not see like it might not seem like I am symmetrical because they are moving around, but I am trying to be. This is again a little bit orangish. Let's try to do with this again, like that. Slippery fingers. And your whole project, when you put the backing on and your supporting material, your cardboard from your chocolate wrapper, then it's going to be again much sturdier, and they are not going to move that much. Sorry, it seems that I got out of picture again. So, what I can do now, I can check how these other ones would look. If I ended up beading around it, I'm not sure. I can do them like this, but they might not work out that well. So I'm just thinking of changing it, getting close this way, and forcing it pointing towards my other shuttle. Oh, I can see the cherry also needs to go, so I think I'm just going to go with my second feeling, how I was feeling about it, that I will much more just trying to point with the top of my vexillo towards the top of the shuttle, and I'm just going to put 1 true to bead in between. And then we will see what the weekend brings. Because when an idea comes up, then very often during the weekend I come up also with some alternatives. That's why I really like in the patterns that option, that ideas for the motif, because once I'm already drawing it, I come up with something that would actually look pretty cool, but of course my pattern is already done. So you can come up with some alternatives. So I'm trying to point towards the top, bead through, and stitch it down. So this is what's going to look like. With the second stitching, of course, you can still move it a little bit, so it is not going to look that desperate and clumsy. That's the nice of bead embroidery. It has a lot of forgiveness. Catherine needs to prep dinner, so I'm just going to stitch this down and will show you what I'm going to still do with the motif, and then you can just go when you won't miss too much. So this is it. It's a very, very simple little design. And stitch it pointing towards the top. So this point looks towards the bottom of the shuttle, and this one points towards the top of it. So I am going to still move them a little bit closer so it is more symmetrical, makes more sense, they more close towards the shuttle. So it is not this clumsy looking. But this is more or less it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show, I will still stitch up next to the shutdown here. Then it is all adjusted, so I exactly see how much space I have. I'm still going to stitch up, pick up a nice true to bead, a stitch there at the very end of the amount of space I have. And with the second stitching, I'm just going to correct it. So you are still going to have a little bit of bling in between the vexillos and the chatons. So that is it. I'm going to finish this project and I'm going to upload the file as soon as I can. So you are not going to be left behind without a ready to wear project, hopefully by the end of, the weekend is very close. Yusin is asking which side am I going to hang my things. I think I'm going to hang my earring probably like this. And maybe I will also add a nice red drop at the bottom. So that is what I'm going to try to finish it tomorrow and then see how far I can get with the tutorial. There's one more thing that I wanted to show you, and that is the original of my Valerie. That came out yesterday, so I was so happy about all the feedback that I got from you ladies. It was really, really nice to read that you liked it. It is a very, for someone who does bead embroidery for the first, second time, it is a very forgiving project. So if you feel like it, just start with it. You can also think about it, how can you apply this motif on a round cabochon or on a square cabochon. Of course, you have to adjust the middle connection a little bit, but it has a lot of potential. So I would like to encourage everyone who is a little bit afraid of bead embroidery. This is a very, very forgiving one, and I did not stitch the filigree down, so you can see that. So I'm going to switch to my face camera. I'm going to finish the pattern, finish the motif as much as I can, as quick as I can. And there's also something that I would like to share with you, a little bit of a personal thing. You are not really going to see a lot of me in the upcoming months. Of course, I still have projects that are finished and going on, that I've already, of course, from my end, they are finished and they will be published at some point this year, even next year. But I'm preparing of disappearing from the public eye a little bit. Beginning of this summer, it turned out that I'm really sick. And by that I mean that I'm really, really sick. And I also noticed that as much energy these bead-alongs give me, it also takes a lot out of me. And strictly speaking, I'm battling with cancer right now. So that is going to take a little bit more attention from me to try to gain as much energy as I can. And my treatments are coming up. I will still try to, spam you with all kinds of ideas and all kinds of beadwork, but it is going to be much less. So I also would like to apologize if this, some of you are having some still ongoing things with me, like, Sarah, I'm really going to the post office. But it is, my life slowed down significantly. So I'm very happy to spend time here with you and be together with you, but it is going to be somewhat less in the near future. So, I can concentrate on other things. So it was really, really nice to be with you. And I put something in my eye. I'm sorry. To be together with you. I really enjoyed it. I am going to finish my clumsy work because that stitching is unacceptable. And I will try to gain more knowledge from these little failures, so you can spare the extra sweat and you can get to the end of the pattern quicker than I did today. So I'm wishing you a great rest of the day. I am still going to rush down because I can still say goodnight for my boys. And I'm really curious to see your projects. What you figured, how you went ahead from this little bezel, and how you are going to use the knowledge you might have learned today in the future. So I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And we'll see you in the club, and we'll continue further discussions and the beauty stuff there. So thank you once more for hanging out with me this long, and have a nice rest of the day. Bye bye, ladies.